Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Lassoon tribe here on Lhasa Oak Island. So thank you guys so much for the many amazing ideas that you had to give me so many suggestions for names for this island. And in the end, Lhasa Oak, a combination of the Lassoon tribe's name and the beautiful oak trees that do surround the island. It's very fascinating how they're kind of in a protective little circle like this, almost, well, a protective little pentagram perhaps. But it's very nice that you guys came up with so many names for the island and so many names for our many offspring. And thank you all so much for that. I'm still digging through quite a few of the names. I really love how many of you have noticed even the smallest details, like the fact that I named Rania after her great grandmother. I had forgotten that we already had a Rania, and right over here she is. Look at her. So Rania would be, if I come down and find our new Rania, she would indeed be, look at this and then this. Oh, nope. They're related. So Rania is distantly related to her ancestor, quite distantly by this number of generations actually. But it's really fun to compare and see how little has changed and yet how much has changed with our creatures so far, especially with their genetics. So the good thing is Rania actually has normal blood clotting. I'm starting to really breed out the hemophilia gene, which is my main goal before we start focusing on things like breeding out the blind gene, breeding out the no paw. I want to get rid of the hemophilia gene because it can cause so much damage. If our creatures take even one hit and they have the hemophilia trait, then they could bleed out and die, and that's very upsetting, especially if they happen to be somebody with a lot of great genetics. But I thought that was really cool how so many of you had noticed that we actually named Rania after an ancestor of hers, and in tradition of Pakar. So if we have Pakar over here, and he is Pakar Jr., his father is also named Pakar. I love having the family tree, by the way, so that we can keep track of all these things. But his father was also named Pakar, and so to note this Pakar, who's very similar to his father, by the way, it'll be fun to see if he has a son that looks somewhat like him as well and carries on the Pakar name, we are going to name Rania with 2 A's. So when we have kind of a repeat name, we may add an extra, there we go. We may add an extra letter in order to show that they're kind of like Rania the second or Pakar Jr. or the second. So that's really fun. All right. So with all of that said and all of that aside, someone came up with an amazing idea for what to call this part of the island over here at the entrance to, and this is now going to be known as the Mother's Roost, and it's really going to be a spot that we will always remember Storm, Rania's mother. She's standing and kind of on top of her mother's bones right now saying her goodbyes, but Storm is the elder female who actually went over from this island to the small island. She was a rogue creature that we bumped into and became a member of our pack at the last moment, and she's the one who guided all of the youngest creatures that we had on the last island over to here so that they could start a new life here. So I really always want to remember Storm and the amazing day that she showed up out of the berry bushes on a rainy afternoon, startling our poor berry bush collector so badly. And I always want to remember how she led us right over here to this wonderful little spot surrounded by nest with little cactuses that she was apparently a cactus hugger. That is what some of you guys called her, a cactus hugger. And I would collect from cactuses, but they do hurt your creature when they do that. So I don't want to hurt any of our current creatures unless we like desperately had to get rid of some of them for some reason, because that will kill them. So cactuses are not, like, maybe in the future there'll be a trait where you can collect from cactuses safely, but we don't have that at the moment. But I always want to remember Storm and her 2 children. We have Rania, and then we have her son Chestnut, who is from the Nut family line. So Chestnut over here, he's very young. He has decent movement, decent strength, and he's probably going to be a little bit of an adventurer for us as he gets a little older. But for now, Lalala finds herself in charge of the Mother's Roost nursery. So I think Lalala will spend a lot of her time watching over all of the little ones who are born here, because a little selection of 3 nests like this, we could have a female giving birth almost every turn if we moved her around correctly. She could jump between nests no problem. So we may do that in the future if we have a female and male that just have absolutely perfect children in the future. But for now, we're letting our creatures catch their breath. 14 members in the tribe is probably enough for the moment, and we are going to let them start doing a little exploring. So Komiana who is heavily pregnant right now, and I cannot even remember who she got pregnant with. I think maybe it was Pakar once more, but Komiana is ready to have her baby. She's feeling very agitated. She's had to wait for some of the other babies to clear out of the nest down here, and then a predator had the gall to show up and to try to come and bother their family. So Komiana is currently our strongest female or our strongest creature at all, because she has the antlers and she also has big body. And so she was able to go in there and finish off the predator no problem. None of our creatures ended up getting hit, which is wonderful. And then none of them ended up taking any damage at all, actually. So that's really, really wonderful. And they have defended themselves. So far, the Lassoon tribe is having a much easier time getting used to the new island compared to the Jalip tribe, which was our last tribe. They got hit pretty hard after we got to New Island. I'm doing one last scan just to make sure I don't see any birds, and I think you can actually only see if the blue bird is coming for your little itty bitty babies wherever there is light. So wherever there is light, that's how far our tribe's eyesight is, the distance that they can see out. So we'll do a little bit of exploring now. I think Miri is getting a little older, and Miri has actually had a couple pretty decent babies. Where's Miri? Miri, you're kind of lost in here. There we go. Miri has had Rare and Kuta, and they're doing pretty good on their skills. Let's see. Kuta was probably our best. He's got double berry paw, big body. He's got healthy eyesight, healthy genetics. So his father is Kunu. So I think we will have Mary and Kunu have another child. They had Rare. She actually has the poison fang recessive. So hopefully she'll have some children with poison fangs in the future. And we'll just kind of focus on exploring for a little bit. But Mary, should I go ahead and have her become pregnant? Let me see. Would I have her become pregnant with Kuta once more? Kuta, where did you go, Kuta? He's up here. So not Kuta. Kuta is her son, but Kunu is his father. Let's see. Yeah, Pakar is her brother. So I think that Kunu is probably the safest one that she could possibly mate with. So I'm going to send her over here. I will have her go ahead and mate with him so that she's ready to have her baby and that she's not accosted by any rogue males we might have hiding in the grasses this time. And then I will have her collect up the predator food so that she can carry it back to the nest. And I'm going to leave Lala here because she needs to watch over all of the little babies. I think she makes an excellent nursery mother, actually. Doesn't she just look so precious? She's just surrounded by babies. And we have little Pandy in the background. You guys came up with some really lovely names for her. I think she'll go ahead and keep the Pandy name, but there's another beautiful set of names that a lot of you guys have come up with for future panda children that we may have. So we'll have to see what our little panda child ends up doing with her life. All right, let's go ahead and get a move on then. You guys ready for this? Oh, it's raining. Wonderful. That's fantastic. We only have one berry bush. I just realized we only have one berry bush and it only has 4 berries on it. And so I think exploring around this tree is probably going to be very important. So let's have Tenuro. Oh, there's a rock. So we'll have Tenuro start exploring around the tree. And I think Duke will start exploring around here as well. I'll have him move over here and then we'll have him start clearing away the grasses. I think Suri is quite curious. I think she's going to start helping us clear away some of the grasses too. And we'll send down our 2 pregnant females. So Komiana is so ready to have this baby. So she has been waiting a long time to be able to have that baby. She's been very patient. And then Miri, I think Miri would stay here for just a second and kind of look around with everybody else before heading back down. Now Pandy does have berry paw, so she does have the ability to collect up what berries are there. So it's very helpful of her, but those are all the berries we had. So now we need to find more berry trees for sure. Once we start growing our pack some more, having just 1 berry bush and 1 tree is not going to do it. So we need to really make sure that they're spreading out and taking care. Little Kuta is old enough that he can start helping out with some exploring. I think he would run in front of Pakar, super excited to help out. And then little Rania, I think she's quite curious, and she's going to come down to the water side. And we will have Rania start moving along the edge of the river. So she's a clever little one, actually. Rania, I really like you. She reminds me a lot of her mother for some reason. So, oh, that's wonderful. All right. And then I will leave Lalala here. I do want her to have some more children pretty soon. She has B and A immunity. So actually, she would be a good mate for Pakar. You know what? I'm going to have her move up here just really quickly. And we'll have the little baby CCC, her child, move up here as well. And then I'll have Pakar scooch down here. And these two will have a moment together. And then she'll come back over here. All right, there we go. Oh, she's so cute. She just seems like she's naturally made to be a bit of a nursery mother, doesn't she? I love my little lab mouse family. We will try to continue on with the lab mouse line as well. All right, and meaning all of the white creatures with different colors on them. They just remind me of lab mice. All right, so is that enough? I'm going to leave Kunu alone this turn so that he can save up some of his energy for another move. All right, everything's still fine. Baby! Oh my gosh, you're so cute! Look at this baby! Oh, I think that would make Lalala really want to have another one. Having an adorable little one, Dooku. So we have little Dooku. Look at him! And he's got Poison Fang secondary. Oh, he's a good little attacker too. So all of the top level attackers who have 3 or 4 attack, and eventually we could have a creature with 8 attack, which would be amazing. But all of our top level attackers, we give 1 red gem to right now. And I think all of our top level collectors then, I should give 1. So if you have, yeah, like Lalala has 4 collecting skill. So I think we'll go ahead and turn her top gem into a blue one. Rary, Chestnut has 3 strength, so we can change 1 of his gems. Let's see, Pandy is just kind of, she's kind of good across the board, just very simple, very average. Renia, I didn't realize that she's such a good collector, so we'll give her a blue gem for being a good collector. Kuta is also a good collector. There we go. Pakar! I had no idea Pakar is such a good collector. No wonder his children are beginning to be such good collectors themselves. So this will be very helpful for me to actually... Miri's an excellent collector, not a good fighter though. This will be really helpful for me to be able to just quickly glance at them and be able to tell if they're good fighters or good collectors. To Neuro, for instance, I had no idea that he had 4 collecting. That's very, very useful. So let's see. And Duke is just good at movement. And then CCC... kind of average. Lalala, yeah, already changed hers. All right, well, that'll help me out with keeping track of everybody at a glance. So thank you guys who keep reminding me to change the gemstone colors, to try to change if they're alpha, beta, or omega, which I haven't really messed with just yet. It would be kind of fun because Miri's like alpha right now. So we'll continue to experiment with how to sort our creatures and how to define them. And we do need to get stronger creatures too. 4 is only half of the max strength that we could breed up. You can have a creature that is as strong as 8 strength. So that'll be one of our goals. All right, so let's continue on with some of our exploring then. Now that we have gathered the only 2 berries that have grown on that berry tree, it's probably pretty important to continue to knock down other berries from this tree. There we go. And then we'll collect up some of the nuts. I do like how you can continually shake the tree and just make a pile of nuts to eventually collect. That is helpful. I don't know if that might be something that they'll change in the future, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then Suri here, I'll go ahead and let Suri move up here and just kind of help explore this spot. And then Kunu, I actually want Kunu to be able to explore. Let's see, we're not finding any food yet, are we? All right, and I'll have him explore behind him so that we can clear some of the area. There we go. Oh, wait, I think there's a bunny burrow. No, the bunny burrow is right here, so I have no idea what that could be. I think Kuta would be curious about it, though. So he would probably move. Oh, that's a rock. So he found a big rock. And then Pakar, I really do want to breed Pakar with more creatures. Is this his son? Is that his son right there? Let me check really quickly. Oh, and is his son safe from having... Oh, thank goodness. Normal blood clotting. That's wonderful. Pakar, is that another one of your children? Dooku right here. It is! All right. I think we have Pakar with 3 R's now. So we're going to have Pakar. There we go. And then we'll have to start switching the name after that. But Pakar has just had an heir of his own. It's kind of interesting how we ended up with like a pecan line. So he has had a little heir of his own. And Chestnut is old enough to start exploring. I think he may go with his sister to do a little bit of exploring along the riverside. and they'll start finding cactuses, and I have a feeling they'll work together up along this side. And then CCC is old enough. Oh my gosh, CCC, she's got decent movement. And really, if some of our creatures work together as a team, they can probably start covering a lot of ground. Rary is kind of average, so we'll send her to do some exploring over here too. Since there is only one berry bush, it doesn't make a lot of sense to keep our kids too close at hand. They probably do need to start moving in order to make it so that we can find some more food. And actually, you know what? Let's send Pandy over here. She's gonna go this direction instead, maybe attracted by the big tree, because we could use more creatures helping to gather up the nuts that get knocked down every turn. All right, and little Miri, I think that she's going to want to pop into the nest, so we'll have 2 babies born next turn. Pakar, you have excellent children. Komiana is getting a little bit older, so we may have to breed him and Komiana again in just a moment. In fact, Komiana, I'm gonna come and get her pregnant one last time, and then Pakar is going to start moving over here and doing a little bit of exploring as well. There we go. So now we have 2 pregnant females, and we've got Kunu, and we've got a very adventurous band of kids this time, a very adventurous band of cubs. In past tribes, we've normally kept our juveniles very close at hand, and they've been immediately given jobs as berry collectors. They've been trained by their elders, but it seems like they have a much more independent spirit in the Lasoon tribe this time around because there's not enough food. So they actually have a little bit of pressure to scatter around and to kind of go in all these different directions and try to find new food resources. And they're very adventurous. Kuta is right up there. He is possibly going to be running into a predator at this rate, so we'll have to see what happens. All right, meanwhile, at the Mother's Roost, which is the only place that we have found with nest yet, we have 2 new babies on the way. Well, 3 on the way and 2 going to be born next turn. All right, and they're so cute. Look at them. Oh my gosh, Pakar, you have so many children who look like you. Look at this good little fighter. Oh my goodness. What do you have going on for you, buddy? Oh, he has hemophilia secondary. No. Is his father Pakar as well? Pakar, are you like fathering half of my creatures? Yep. It looks like Pakar has a whole bunch of kids. So how many does he have now? It's kind of hard to drag it over here to see. I think he has like let's pull it this way. I think he has 4. Does he have all boys? No, he's the father of Rania. Okay, Pakar, let me pull him this way. All right, so he had Pandy and Rania, and then he's also had Pakar and Chestnut, and yep, and he has also had Van Dukir. So Van Dukir looks like him too. In fact, Van Dukir looks more like him. Oh, little Pakar, are you gonna have your name taken from you? Oh my. Look at the muzzle. The muzzle is differently shaped because of the big nose for smelling too. That's so interesting. And actually, I know from following the Twitter for Niche that they have just made it so that, oh my goodness, they've made it so that the horns can now be color changed. So we have the brown ram horns now, but they've made the ram horns its own item that can change colors. So we're going to have some very interesting things coming up. I'm very, very excited to see what the new updates are going to hold. All right, so we've got little Van Dukir, and actually I think he fits Pakar better. So I think Pakar is going to actually give him that name. And little Pakar, I think, oh wait, Lalala gave birth to this little one. So you know what? She would be insistent that she would get to name him instead. Lalala, after all, does have the repeating name. So what was Lalala's mother? I don't want to spend too long picking the names, but I do like how fun it can be. Lalala had, oh, Lalala! Oh no, Lalala, Pakar is like your brother? Oops. Okay, Lalala had Lacey and Pakar, goodness, and Almond and Tadukta. Oh, she's descended from Taduksha. Remember when he pushed his way through the berries and dragged himself into camp right in front of the predator? Oh, that was a fun time. So I think she would want to name her little one something else. So let's see. Tadada, maybe. There we go. So she's thinking of their ancient ancestor. I think she'd insist on naming him that instead. So I will come up with a list of names that you guys give me from now on. I'm going to try to keep a little list next to me. So next time I'm stuck on what to name a creature, we can come up with something a little bit more exciting than la 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 and ta-da-da, because that's a little silly. But you know what? It's fun to have a bit of a silly side sometimes. All right, so let's go ahead and deal with the... Oh my gosh. Let's deal with this rustling in the bushes. I think Kuta would want to really just rush right in and see what the heck is going on. And he found a berry bush. Yes. All right. Oh, and somebody found a bunny. Wonderful. I think Suri. Oh, there's another bunny. Wonderful. They're really doing great. I thought that was going to end up being a bunch of predators, but instead we've jumped on top of another bunny burrow. This is a very successful group so far. I'm almost a little bit nervous at how well they are doing. All right, we're going to send Pandy over here, and she's going to start helping out. Yeah, I'll send her right here. And she is going to start helping out when it comes to the nuts on the tree. So there we go. We have to get more creatures over here to start helping us clear this. So I think Rare is actually going to maybe have issues. I think this is getting a little crowded over here. And I think she's going to turn around, and we're actually going to send Rare to go help out under the tree, because I do need more creatures under that tree to help. And then we'll move little Pakar over so that he can be watched over by all of the mothers. Oh, and in all that excitement, I totally forgot to check Miri's newest child, Kirkuru. I like that name. Pretty average. Oh, that's kind of a pity. So Miri is having a lot of average babies, but the good news is that they're mostly free of all of the genetics we're trying to avoid. This one little Kirkuru has normal eyesight. He's got normal blood clotting. He's got healthy immunity genetics, and he's got poison fang secondary, or poison fang recessive, excuse me. But he does have one no paw, so he does have one bad paw. So phooey. All right, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's see. And then I think we want to get Mama Komiana on the nest again. She's getting a little bit older. I really do love her though. And we have a lot of creatures, so let's focus on exploring for a time or two. I think Reina is kind of an independent little one, so she likes to get out in front of everybody. And then we'll have her brother Chestnut. Together, they can start forging a path through the grasses. And Pakar is just kind of keeping an eye on them as he can. We'll move him up here. But again, we have a very busy group with everyone kind of going in different directions and expanding in ways that they haven't before. So this is interesting. And little Miri, I wish I could have you have more interesting babies. Oh, we unlocked something though. You guys, we have unlocked big ears. That's a good thing. Just having normal ears doesn't really give us a bit of a boost, but we could have big ears. Big ears and big body are a couple things that once we've snagged them really are quite passive in what they add. They don't fight, and we don't have to pick and choose between a couple of really good traits when it comes to having a big body or a normal body. Those are both fine. We could have lean body, which would give us a little more speed. In fact, that would be kind of fun. I think we'll go for a bit more speed for now. We'll have to think about that. Maybe maybe defense, because we seem to be doing okay with having our creatures move through the grasses at the moment. But Miri is kind of not having the most interesting babies, which is a pity because I had high hopes for her. But Miri has Rare. She's got Kuta, who is actually, Kuta is one of the best. And Miri's been breeding with Kunuya. Yeah, Kuta, and then Rare. And then Mary, where's your last child? Kikiro. Okay. All right. So maybe it's just the luck of genetics. So we may have her have one or two more babies, which means I need to get her up towards somebody. Maybe I'll have her have a baby with somebody else, but I don't think any of the other males are safe. Yeah, none of the other males are really that safe for her to breed with. Kuta's her son. And then Kunu, G and H immunity, H and G. Actually, Miri, you could probably breed with one of the others. Maybe Tenuro. Oh, Tenuro I don't think has had any babies yet, and he has yellow eyes. So we may make that happen. All right, I'll send Miri over. She can help with berry collecting, and we can say hello to Tenuro for just a moment, and we'll see what kind of babies result. And then Lalala is going to be right over here. We need to move that baby but there's no birds nearby. So, but Lalala would probably be nervous about that. We'll move her over here. Lalala is going to make sure that everybody in Mother's Roost is safe and taken care of. All right, so, I really want to start thinking about how we're going to breed Pandy and what kind of babies she may have, but we have no other nest. This is interesting. We really are starting to make it where you have to, oh, what's over here? What's happening there? Oh, what's going on? Tanuro, what do you think? Help! Help and 12 million different ways of help! Miri! Miri! It's a male! It's a rogue male! Miri, no, why? He's literally breathing down your neck. He just appeared out of nowhere. Pandy's right there too! Oh my gosh! Should I chase him away? What does he have? He has immunity F though, and we don't have immunity F in here. And look at that, he's got violet eyes and he's got blue eyes inside of here. And oh my gosh, can I even chase him away in time? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, what if I do this? Did he just get both of them pregnant at once? No, he didn't. Miri is expecting. We were coming for Tanuro, and instead we ended up here. Pandy, you want to actually... Okay. I did it on purpose. You guys may be going, why? Why, Seri? Why did you let that horny male into your family on purpose? And the reason is I want those purple eyes. Do we have purple eyes unlocked yet? We don't even have purple eyes unlocked yet. Or blue eyes. I want them. I want them. Oh my gosh. Twist in the family tree. Hello. I can't even move him. Can Miri? No. Oh my gosh. He's coming for the Mother's Roost. He's coming for the Mother's Roost. How many moves do I have? Okay, can I convince him? Hey, back off. Hey, get out of here, buddy. Oh my gosh, he's got so much health. Oh boy. Duke. I don't know how much of this is like a alarming, everybody, all paws to chase him off. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to trust Tanuro to be able to chase him off, but we have a unexpected male popping up. Well, that's really exciting actually, because you can sit here and plan like playing chess on a chessboard actually with all of your genetics. But then when you have an unexpected visitor pop in and offer up some of his genetics, does he even have lean body? Oh my gosh. But when you have an unexpected visitor like that pop in, who knows what kind of babies we are going to end up with. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys, we're going to try to chase him off next time, and then we're going to bring our females back to Mother's Roost, where they can go ahead and have their new babies. And yes, I did choose for Pandy to become pregnant with him. Well, actually, I think she would have anyway. I don't think chasing him off would have helped. So it was kind of like accepting fate, but also hopefully accepting that violet eye. I really want those violet eyes. That would be really fun to add into our pack this early on. All right, and then last thing, we have little Vanta. So little Vanta has been born to Komiana, and he is healthy across the board except for blind eyes, and he's going to be a very good collector for us in the future. Well, that would be wonderful if we had more berry bushes. As it is, we're really going to need to start thinking about our food more carefully. We definitely have made the pack jump up in population, and we're starting to get to the point where that food is going to start disappearing very, very quickly. So we'll work on feeding everybody and hopefully perching some of our creatures next to the trees to gather up the very useful nuts from these trees. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.